Hello and welcome to the Happy Little Futures podcast. As I said a couple of episodes ago, I'm going to admit I forgot last episode. We're going to start this episode with a nice deep breath. So I want you to put your hands on your tummy and I want you to take a deep breath in and push your hands out and release it. Good job, guys. So now we're nice and reset, ready to have a listen. Whether you're cleaning, whether you're walking around, whether you're just sitting in listening, this is a time to just chill mentally. So today is day 2 of the school run, and our middle child has started school, which was hard. He was really excited, actually. He was really excited yesterday. He was bouncing off the walls. He'd drawn a picture of himself doing gymnastics. He'd got some bits. Our pastoral lead gave us a chatty bag, she called it, to take in and fill up over the summer with 5 things about you. So he'd got a picture of us and a picture of our tent. We went camping a couple of times over the summer. Picture of him in front of dinosaurs, dressed up as Andy from if you've got CBBS or watch CBBS, there's like Andy's Prehistoric Adventures, Andy's Dinosaur Adventures, Andy's Safari, and all sorts of stuff. And he is obsessed with Andy. He thinks he's fantastic. So he'd got a picture of that, and then he'd got a map from Twycross Zoo because we went there for our eldest's 6th birthday last week. How she is 6, I have absolutely no idea. Like, it sounds so cliche, but like it goes so fast. Time does just fly and you blink and you miss it. And I've got this sort of weird theory at the moment that maybe you don't blink and you miss it. Maybe it's just that when you look back, like you're seeing it sped up almost because you're seeing that many years laid behind you. Um but maybe it is just that you blink and you miss it. So anyway, I digress. So he was really excited about school. That's where we were. And he couldn't wait to go. He was all dressed in his uniform, really cute, and really happy to be off. Whereas our eldest, it sort of tables turned a little bit, actually. I was expecting him to be really anxious and our eldest to be excited to see her friends and everything, but actually she, for the whole weekend and in the lead up to it, and actually going back last week, she was saying how she wasn't looking forward to it and she didn't want to go and she was going to stay here with me, which was quite hard because, as I'm sure I've mentioned before, I would love to homeschool. And it's still on the cards if at any point I need to, or want to, or change my mind. But for now, I feel that we've already started on this journey, and I feel that taking them out of this journey at this point isn't necessarily a good thing. I also want to sort of get on top of my fibro and stuff, which especially recently has been really bad, and sort a few other bits out. So I feel that at the moment, as we're on this journey, let's continue this path, and if and when the time arises, we'll take that step as we need. But either way, it was hard, her saying that, and they started on Tuesday, so on Monday night I was really upset, and I was the one in tears once they'd gone to bed. I just let myself feel that, which actually meant I was in a better place yesterday to drop them off. But yeah, anyway, she was really anxious. She'd been getting sort of quite. She's not a very physical person with her temper and anxiety. She'll storm off. She'll take herself away. She needs a space to reset. But she'd been getting quite sort of like growly is the best way I can explain it, and in the others' faces, and sort of not pushing or anything like that, but like you could see the tension in her body, which is quite unlike her in a lot of ways. All weekend it was building and building, and that was really hard. So for the first time in my life, I'd set out their uniform the night before. I'd even put socks into their shoes. so that they didn't have to find them. I'd got pants, I'd got everything sorted, I'd gone through the PE kit, I'd gone through the book bags, I'd got their drinks ready, and I made it so that we had the time to just take that step of feeling the feelings, feeling the anxiety if she needed to, just having a cuddle, taking it slow, and warming up to that going out to school and process really. Um, we went at one point. She went to storm off into the garden. We'd had lots of cuddles. She'd had lots of cuddles with Daddy, and it was all quite okay. But then the realization that actually no, we are going to make you go to school, I think hit. So she went to storm off outside, and I said to her, I said, I can't let you storm off on your own outside because, like, this is into the garden. Because I knew that I would struggle to get it back in then, and it would be an even harder process again. I said, but I can come out with you and we can have a chat. So I went outside and I had a chat, and she was in a. I'm sure our kids aren't the only ones that, if they're well, it's her in particular, but if they're really, really anxious or worried or stressed about something, they don't talk, they just grunt. So she was in a very grunty mode, and she did this sort of grunting and wouldn't talk to me. And I said, look, I said, I understand that you don't want to go, and I felt that a lot when I was going to school, but I always had a good time seeing my friends and reconnected with them. And I said, it's okay if you miss me whilst you're gone. I'm going to miss you, but I'm looking forward to seeing you this evening and hearing all about your day. And I said, and your brother's really looking forward to it, and he's really excited. And I said, and we've got to try and help him continue to be excited because he might get nervous when he gets there. So whether there's probably lectures on whether this is wrong or right, but for us in this moment, it was right then for me to say, you're the big sister, and in this situation, I need you to help him be excited. I need you to help be excited with him and help him get into school for his first day. And I wasn't placing responsibility on her hiding her emotions. We'd felt them, I acknowledged them, but I was placing that sort of, I suppose, slight parental role just to sort of help distract her from the fact that, from her anxiety in that moment, and change her focus a little bit. We'd done other bits. We'd done sort of whatever we could to sort of help her through this. And in this situation, I was like, I think she'll actually be better off if she sees going and helping him get into school as more of the process of going to school rather than the fact that she's going and leaving us. So I changed that focus, and I said to her after, I said, if you want, we can go in, get your hair done, and we can do some yoga before we go. So we didn't do Cosmic Kids Yoga. We did another one, which I really should have remembered the name before I started this podcast, and I can't remember the name. So we did, I think it was like cheese yoga or something like that. So we did that, and actually after that, we all did it together, and they were fine. He went in absolutely fine, didn't look back. She went in okay in the end, a little bit hesitant, but again, I'd given her a different focus once she got in there. I asked her to sort of find out what her friends had done, find out about her teacher who's just come back off maternity leave, how she's doing, how her baby is, and stuff like that. Other focuses that weren't academic, that weren't school focused, were just sort of general chit chat focused. I gave her those, and we helped her get in, and she was really, really good in the end, and both of them came out so happy. She was a little bit slow coming out, but she was happy. She'd had a good day. She said, I'm really tired though, which is unusual for her because, as I'm sure I've said in the past, she stays up so late because she's just never tired. So she was really tired. Our son came out happy as Larry, ran out with his arms open straight up to his sister and gave her a hug, then ran past her, and I thought he was going to give me a hug. No, went to his other sister in the pushchair, gave her a hug instead. didn't actually acknowledge me at any point, but they had plenty of stories. They'd spoken and played with their friends. They'd had a good day. Our eldest was really excited about square paper and having to write really neatly in all of the little boxes. So that was really good. And yeah, it ended up being a good break into the term. I also had for a week, I put a blog post up a few weeks ago about mental anchors, which I thought that phrase was amazing, and I was like, I've come up with this on my own, and then I googled it. I haven't. It's a proper phrase in mental health. So I was talking about mental anchors in this and sort of the different things that we can use throughout the day, that actually just help to reground us. And I mentioned in that lavender is one that myself and my sister have used in the past. And so last week I was making sure I've had quite a bit of anxiety, which I'll talk about another time, this past couple of weeks. So I was dabbing lavender onto my bracelet anyway, and I was dabbing a bit on last week more every day, more so that the kids had that familiar smell around them as well, that calming smell. And I'd put a little bit just on the hem of my t-shirt at the bottom, so it was sort of more at their level. So I did that all of last week, and then the night before they went to school, I then put a tiny little dab on the inside of their jumpers and cardi, and just had that familiar smell. Once my eldest put the cardi on, whether it's the lavender or just that she was in a better place mentally at that point, she did actually seem a lot calmer. So I'm hoping that worked as a good mental anchor for them throughout the day to sort of have that reassurance, that calming smell. My son even said as he was putting it on, "Oh, lavender." so yeah, so it was a really good break into the term. It's a bit weird. Like today is Wednesday. I haven't had a Wednesday without a nursery run in the middle of the day for 2.5 years now. And it feels really strange. So my husband's not long got back from work. He's taken the little one out to walk the dog. I said, right, I'm going to do a bit of work and then crack on. I think it'll be good for us to have that routine. I think if I was homeschooling, routine is one thing that I'd struggle with. I know I'd want to go to groups and stuff, but obviously money can be an issue with that depending on what groups are available. And I don't feel that I would have that routine really in place. I don't think that I'd be strict enough. I'm a bit too go with the flow. So that is one positive thing about school. And I think the routine's good for them. I think the routine for me will help me get back into the swing of things with work. I've got some exciting things coming up soon. We've got our Helping Kids. There's still time to sign on whilst I'm on it to our Helping Children with Mindfulness course, which starts next week. So you've got a few days left to sign up for that if you want to join. You need to go to happylittlefutures.co.uk and into the shop, and you can find there the sign up for that course. So I've got exciting things on, but I do need to just sort of reset my body, reset my mind, get into the swing of things, and allow that routine to build up so that we can really, or I can really, start to get things like going out into the world, which is what I want. So there's hopefully going to be over the next 12 months a lot of exciting stuff coming your way. And in the meantime, like I said, there is the Helping Children with Mindfulness course coming up next week. And I am going to be doing lots of preparation for other things that I've got planned. So I'm hoping that you guys will be as excited as I am for all of that. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes our way. And I'm also really looking forward to hopefully having 2 happy children coming out of school in an hour's time. So I hope that all of your guys' first days and first weeks at school have gone okay. I hope if you've got new kids starting reception, they've enjoyed the time that they've been there, even if they've struggled going in and been upset coming out. Don't forget you're their safe place, and so they are going to let their rawer emotions come out to you, especially in these early days when they're doing something new and it's all change. So I really hope that your weeks have gone okay, and I please let me know as well. Please let me know on social media and in the comments on Spotify, because I'd love to hear more. And I will finish again with a nice deep breath for all of us. So we'll all take a deep breath in and release. And that is your 15 minutes of me talking and hopefully a bit of peace and time for yourself. And I will speak to you soon.